So we are now in our nuclear blast gallery, and the idea being to show some of the iconic explosions that have occurred during nuclear tests. If you wish to see the photographs of the Hiroshima and Nagasaki bombings, I would suggest you visit our Manhattan Project exhibit. You can also see the Enola Gay aircraft in that exhibit as well. So in our gallery here, we have images of nuclear tests, okay, carried out by the United States, the Soviet Union, France, and others. The first wall here has what is possibly the largest explosion ever to occur on Earth. It is certainly the largest man-made explosion. This is the detonation of the Tsar Bomba, or Tsar Bomb, by the Soviet Union in the late 1950s. The original test was slated to go with a 100 megaton device, but because the Soviet authorities were scared of what might happen, they knocked that down to 50. We do not know what would have happened if they had gone with the 100 megaton. The only thing that I could possibly surmise as a historian, judging by what actually happened on this test, was that the aircraft would have been blown from the sky. Other than that, we don't know what would happen. So they decided to go with the 50 megaton. This first image, which is the closest image that we have of the detonation, showing the shock column of air being sucked up into the mushroom at high speed. This was shot using a high-speed camera in a tubular bunker about 4 kilometers from the blast zone. And actually, at some point, we may recreate that bunker in the museum as an exhibit. But it's a tubular bunker dug about 30 feet into the ground, and the camera was all the way at the bottom looking upward. And this is the closest image we have of the detonation. Moving to the middle, this is the image that was shot from a camera approximately 10 kilometers away. The blast wave was so powerful that it knocked down houses as far away as 100 kilometers. Okay, and pretty much everything on the island where this went off was destroyed. The shock wave was so powerful that it circled the Earth 3 times, and the plane was nearly knocked out of the sky. The fireball at the beginning of the explosion here is approximately 8 kilometers in diameter. This image was shot approximately 20 kilometers away, and the heat wave that hit caused third-degree burns on the Russian mainland. It was that powerful. So there's our fireball. And then this is the image of the mushroom cloud that was shot by the aircraft before the blast wave hit. The mushroom cloud reached over 60 kilometers into the sky. So this is the largest man-made detonation in world history. The next image, and I really love this image because it is a colorized version of what was originally black and white, which gives us an idea of the weather conditions on that day, as well as, it's just very, very beautiful. This is the Bikini Atoll Operation Crossroads Test Baker, the second nuclear test that occurred at Bikini, and it is an underwater detonation. And what they were trying to do was test how an underwater detonation would affect ships within the vicinity. They also did an airburst detonation entitled Test Able. Specifically, one ship that I am focusing on here is the Japanese battleship Nagato, which in our memorial we have one of her guns on display. But this is an image of Nagato after Test Able. She was included in Operation Crossroads as a political move, basically to make a political statement to the Japanese. And this is her badly burned hull and superstructure following test Able, and then she is in the test Baker picture just to the right of the mushroom cloud. She lasted for 5 days after that test Baker explosion before succumbing to flooding and sinking. The next image that we have is the Russian Chagan nuclear test, 1965. It was a 140 kiloton explosion, which was 10 times Hiroshima. It created a 100-meter deep crater, and it also caused the accidental damming of a nearby river from debris. The next one in the middle here is, actually, this is a very famous image just because of how strikingly beautiful it is. This is the Castle Romeo test at Bikini Atoll in 1954. I should mention Operation Crossroads was in 1946. So this is the third test to take place at Bikini Atoll in 1954. And then over here we have the only French nuclear test that I have a picture of. This is the Fangatalfa test at Fangatalfa Atoll, 1968. This is a 2.6 megaton hydrogen bomb test. And the hydrogen, the mushroom cloud there is approximately 1,800 feet above the ground. And then finally, again, one of my favorite images, this is the, let's see if I can remember, this is the Licorne test, French Polynesia. And the cool thing about this is that this is one of the first color film images of a nuclear explosion. Color film had just been starting to come into use in the early 60s, and use primarily by the military for scientific testing. It wouldn't become available to the public until a little bit later. But the color tones that you can get in this old film are very, very striking. And then I included this one. This one is the Buster Jangles explosion. And they had, I believe it was 4 different tests during this operation. And the reason why I included it is because this sort of clarifies a common myth about nuclear detonations, in that the idea that just being around them will kill you. There's a misconception that just being in the area when a nuclear bomb detonates will kill you by radiation. This is actually not true. Radiation deaths occur primarily from fallout, dust and debris that is thrown into the air and then lands on your skin. There has to actually be physical contact with the fallout to produce most of the radiation that kills you. You can actually look at the bottom of the photograph and see how close those servicemen are to the detonation. All 4 of those servicemen are probably alive today. Yes, there were high rates of cancer among the atomic veterans, and we may do an exhibit on that, but those 4 servicemen more than likely survived and are alive today. But hopefully this will put to rest one of the common myths about nuclear detonation. And thank you. That is our nuclear blast gallery. We will be changing the images from time to time so you can see different ones. But this is what we have up now. So that was our nuclear blast gallery. We will be changing the images over time so that you can see different ones. But thank you for taking a look, and hope to see you soon.